Hey guys, today we're going to use what we know about setting up proportions to convert measurements. Over to the left side I have two different conversion charts here. I have one that helps us know how to convert between metric and customary measurements. And then down here at the bottom I have the formula chart from our STAR test and what that looks like on our formula chart. So let's look at the first example and practice converting measurements. Trisha's driveway is 40 feet long by 15 feet wide. What is the perimeter of the driveway in meters? So I see a couple of things that are happening here. First of all, I see that it's asking for the perimeter of the driveway in meters. And if you notice, we began with feet from the information above. So first I would say let's start with finding the perimeter. Remember the perimeter, or you could think the rim, we're looking for the distance of the rim of the shape. So we're going to try to find the distance all the way around this rectangle, and remember that means to add all the sides. Now if this short side is 15, the short side across from 15 is the same, since this is a parallelogram. And then if this is 40, so is this side here. So let's go ahead and add to find the perimeter. And do two 15s with two 40s and add those together. 5 plus 5 is 10. 3 plus 8 is 11. So we know that we have 110 feet. But then we want to change it to meters. So we need to look at our conversion charts over here and find something that's going from feet to meters. And I'm seeing it right here. So these are not the same metrics, or it's not the same, like neither one are both metric or both customary. They're in different sections here. So it's going to be the chart on the top. And we want to convert from feet to meters. So let's set our proportion up. Remember, we need to label our proportion. We're dealing with feet and meters, so I'm going to label that to the side. And from the chart, I see that 1 foot equals 0.305 meters. So that's going to go together in one fraction. And then here I see that it's 110 feet. And to solve for this missing number, we're going to crisscross multiply and then divide by the last number. So let's take 0.305, multiply that with 110. 0 times any number is 0. We're done with that one. We need to put a placeholder 0 here. And then 1 times any number is that number. Now that we're on to the third number, we're going to put 2 placeholders. And then again, 1 times any number is that number. Let's add it up. Now I'm noticing in our work there are 3 numbers that are after the decimal. So let's count over 1, 2, 3 and put our decimal where it belongs. So this answer here would be 33.55, and we're dealing with meters because that's what it's across from. So the perimeter is equal to 33.55 meters. Alright, let's try the next one. There are 192 fluid ounces of orange juice sitting on a counter. How many quarts are there? So I see that we are going from ounces to quarts. So let's find something on our charts over here. Well, I see ounces and I see quarts here. So I see that 1 quart is 2 pints, and then 1 pint is 2 cups, and then finally 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. So I see that we're going to have to convert a couple of times. We're trying to go from fluid ounces up to quarts. So first we're going to convert fluid ounces to cups, and then cups to pints, and then pints to quarts. So let's start with setting up a proportion. And we're going to start with the fluid ounces. And so I see that 8 fluid ounces is equal to 1 cup. And then since we have a total of 192 fluid ounces, that's going to go across from fluid ounce. And then we crisscross multiply and then divide. Now, 192 times 1, that's just going to be 192. So we're going to need to take 192 and divide that by 8. 8 goes into 19 twice, minus 16 is 3, bring down a 2. And then 8 goes into 32 4 times. So we are getting 24 cups. Okay, it's still not quarts. So now we're going to have to go from cups up to pints. Let's set our proportion up. So from cups to pints, I see that it's 2 cups for 1 pint. And then this answer right here is cups. So let's fill it in for our next proportion. Cross from cups. Crisscross, multiply, well that is just 24, and then let's divide that by 2. So we're going to take 24 and divide it by 2, which is 12. Okay, this answer is in pints. It's still not matching what the question's actually asking for. So now let's look at our conversion chart, and we can go from pints to quarts. So this next step will be the last one that we need to do. So let's set up another proportion. And I'm going to have pints and quarts. Well, we know that 2 pints is equal to 1 quart. And then we have 12 pints total. So let's crisscross multiply. 1 times 12 is 12. Divide that answer by 2. So 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. So if there is 192 fluid ounces of orange juice, that is equal to 6 quarts. Okay guys, today we learned how to convert measurements using proportions, which we already know how to do. Remember, when you set up a proportion, you need to label it so you know where your numbers go. And whenever you get an answer, label it so that you don't get confused on what answers mean. We're using crisscross multiply to solve for the missing number. In the first example, we ended up just needing to multiply, and then in the second example, we had to divide. So it depends on how we are converting these measurements, whether we're going to multiply or divide, and that's why it's really important for you to set up a proportion. That proportion will tell you exactly what to do. Thanks for watching.